Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. This is Joel Perez here for Behind the Mic, your weekly episodic news show where we cover all the news in the WWE. This is Behind the Mic, episode number 31, and we are here with some huge news regarding Summerslam and the Universal title going into Summerslam, the women's title being in doubt going into SummerSlam, multiple returns, and one release of a person that I've been hoping that's gotten released. I usually don't hope for the career of any WWE superstar or anybody in general to end, but this one superstar I wanted to end. So we've got a bunch of news on Behind the Mic here today. Make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews are up in the channel right now, so you can go check those out. Links to those videos will be in the descriptions. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews each and every single week on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, as well as pay-per-view reviews. We will be reviewing SummerSlam 2017, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Jesus Christ, am I a retard over here? But NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, we will be reviewing that show as well. Last pay-per-view review we did, WWE Battlegrounds. You already know, if you've been staying tuned to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, how I feel about WWE Battlegrounds. And I'll give you a little spoiler alert, I do not feel good about WWE Battleground, but we've got so much news here today. We've got news, just to give you a little teaser before we get into the video. We've got news on Brock Lesnar and his Universal title Fatal 4-Way. There's rumors on that Fatal 4-Way and the finish for that Fatal 4-Way being kept a secret to almost everybody backstage in the WWE locker room. So not just to us outside here, but to everybody. So that is very, very interesting news, and it keeps you thinking. It keeps you guessing about who can possibly win that Universal title. We have news on Paul Heyman advocating for who he thinks in real life, who he thinks should be winning the Universal Championship matchup, that Fatal 4-Way, who he thinks should be winning that Fatal 4-Way, and who he is pulling for backstage to win that Fatal 4-Way. We have rumors, latest updates on the broken Matt Hardy gimmick coming to WWE. There was a backstage interview where Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy were using broken verbiage to the max, and that has set the internet on fire, speculating, are they officially becoming broken or awoken in the WWE? We've got rumors on that and speculation on that here today on Behind the Mic. We have a title match at SummerSlam in doubt, and that title match is the Raw Women's title match. We're going to discuss why that match is in doubt. Could Bayley possibly be injured? We're going to talk about that here today on Behind the Mic. Two former WWE Divas Champions, possibly returning to the WWE in the near future. We're going to talk about who those are, and my favorite news story of the week, Eva Marie, yes, that motherfucker, has been officially released by the WWE, and that right there is a story that puts a smile on my face, and it should put a smile on all of your faces, because you know how awfully I think of Eva Marie. Very early in the channel I uploaded a video about that, but we'll discuss that later on. That is the perfect story to kick us into Behind the Mic this week, because we're going straight into the news stories. We've got this huge breaking news story, the top news story of the week, on the results, the finish being kept a secret to almost everybody, besides, of course, the Vince McMahons and the Kevin Dunns and the Triple H's and the people in that Fatal 4-Way, but the finish is being kept a complete secret for the Fatal 4-Way match for the Universal title happening at SummerSlam. Let's read the article and then I'll give you my opinions on this story. There are a lot of rumors swirling around about the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam, but it appears as if no one really has any clue at all. Brock Lesnar will defend his title against Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe in a match of four violent heavyweights. But who will win? As rumor has it, there are very few people who know what the finish is, and no one else will find out until the last minute. With John Jones calling out Brock Lesnar recently and wanting to fight him in UFC, many people feel as if he may lose the title at SummerSlam and start training. Still, Lesnar is under contract with WWE through WrestleMania 34 next year, which means he isn't going anywhere just yet, as he still has around 8 months left on his current deal. That makes the possible finish of the Fatal 4-Way even more undecided. Any of the four men are capable of winning the match, taking home the title that night, and representing Monday Night Raw as champion. Yes, wrestling match finishes are predetermined, but it appears as if WWE is doing everything possible to keep this outcome a secret. The Wrestling Observer, by way of IW Nerd, is reporting that virtually no one knows what the finish of the Fatal 4-Way will be. WWE is looking to keep the outcome of this match a secret, as they don't want the result spilling out onto the internet for everyone to know before it happens. It is being said that none of the backstage producers or writing team have any clue as to what the finish will be. As a matter of fact, 3 of the 4 superstars know what is going to happen. Brock Lesnar knows the finish of the match, as there is a clause in his contract which lets him know everything involving him in advance. With Lesnar knowing the finish, chances are that Paul Heyman knows as well. All others who need to know the finish will be advised of it as late as possible, and likely after SummerSlam officially begins. There's no earthly way of knowing what WWE has in store for the finish of the Fatal 4-Way match, but it does seem to be something very big. Samoa Joe or Braun Strowman could win their first major title in WWE. Roman Reigns may capture the Universal Championship for the first time ever. Brock Lesnar could retain the belt in dominating fashion. Then again, there could be a big debut or major outside interference or anything. Fans are going to be left guessing until the match is over, and that is the way WWE wants it. SummerSlam is shaping up to be quite nicely built pay-per-view with matches from Monday Night Raw and Smackdown Live, but the Fatal 4-Way will be the ultimate showdown. Brock Lesnar could hold on to the WWE Universal Championship, but then again, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, or Braun Strowman could shock the world. Right now, and up until before the match starts, there will be very few people who know the secret finish the world is going to see. This is very interesting to me because I am a fan of unpredictability in the wrestling world. Everything is so predictable nowadays. You know something is gonna happen before it even fucking happens, bro. Everything we see now on WWE television, you think the most recent thing we've seen, the most recent secret we've seen with Kurt Angle and the revealing of who or what his announcement was going to be, by the time we were watching Monday Night Raw, everybody knew it was going to be about Kurt Angle having a son, and everybody determined it to be either Jason Jordan or Chad Gable. Everybody knew it was going to be a member of American Alpha, and he was going to have a son. That's what the reveal was going to be, and everybody knew that going in. Why? Why did it have to be that way? Why couldn't you have kept that a secret? And that's why I'm such a big fan of the fact that they're keeping the result of this match a secret. Because truly, anybody could win. anybody could win. Samoa Joe, who I want to win, I want him to win. Don't know if he's going to win, but I want him to win. He could come out the winner. He can beat Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns, the odd we don't want to see here, or at least I don't want to see here. He could come out and win, have another coronation at SummerSlam this time, carry the Universal title until WrestleMania to have a rematch with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar could retain, and WWE could be trolling us with this garbage of Brock Lesnar leaving, or Braun Strowman could be given the ball and he can run with it and he can be the dominating monster that he is with the Universal title in hand. Truly, anything can happen, and usually when we have a match like this where anything could happen, anything could be the result, a day before the pay-per-view, a week before the pay-per-view, a week and a half before the pay-per-view, rumors come out. Samoa Joe is favored to win the Universal Championship match. Samoa Joe is winning the Universal Championship match. Samoa Joe is winning the Universal Championship match. Every single news outlet in the fucking world is reporting Samoa Joe is going to win the Universal Championship match. Well, I know it's going to happen in the Fatal 4-Way. That's going to have a lot of people saying, well, I don't need to watch the Fatal 4-Way. I know Samoa Joe is going to win. I know Samoa Joe is going to win. And the night, what happens? Samoa Joe motherfucking wins. And that's why I am glad that WWE is keeping this airtight. If people in the company do not even know, if most people in the company do not even know, then I don't think it's going to be getting out to the news outlets. And I hope that remains so until SummerSlam. We're still 2 weeks away from SummerSlam. Still pretty lengthy to be predicting winners because we still got a couple weeks of television left. But I mean, I hope WWE keeps this airtight because I am all for the unpredictability. This is the most excited I can say I have been for a match in a while, probably since Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire, and we already seen how that turned out to be. But I know this isn't going to be a short squash. This is a Fatal 4-Way with 4 of your biggest stars. This isn't going to be short. This is going to be an all-out exciting brawl, and instead of there being 2 possibilities of winners, but we went into Great Balls of Fire knowing pretty much that Brock Lesnar was going to win. Here, it's completely unpredictable. WWE threw that wild card in there that if Brock Lesnar loses, he is going to the UFC, or he's not going well. He's leaving the WWE, I should say. And I mean, it's just all over the place. Anything can happen, and that just makes it that much more exciting. Because instead of saying, oh, that guy's going to kick out because this guy's winning, which is what I usually do, I'm going to be at the edge of my seat for each and every single pinfall during this matchup, and that can only make it more exciting, not only for us watching at home, but for the crowd, and when the crowd is receptive, we are more receptive, and this is just going to make this match that much better. So I'm glad WWE is keeping this under wraps. I think this is the appropriate way to go for this match, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on here to more news regarding the WWE Universal Championship. We got news on Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman advocating for Brock Lesnar to lose at SummerSlam, and this is who he wants to win the title. In a couple of weeks, Brock Lesnar is set to defend his WWE Universal Championship against 3 heavyweights at SummerSlam, and Paul Heyman actually doesn't want his client to win. Even though he threatened Kurt Angle with Lesnar leaving WWE if he loses the title, Heyman may not actually want Lesnar to sit on top of Monday Night Raw. Not only that, but he reportedly even has someone in mind to take the title off of the Beast Incarnate. When SummerSlam rolls around, the WWE Universal Championship will be on the line as Brock Lesnar takes on Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Roman Reigns. One of those men is a former world champion, and the other 2 are chasing the first major title on the main roster. But will any of them get it? Lesnar is obviously at a disadvantage in this match as he doesn't even need to be involved in the decision that could take his belt away from him. That is why this past week on Monday Night Raw, Heyman said that if his client loses at SummerSlam, he would be leaving WWE for good. Well, it has been just 2 days since this article was released. It has been 2 days since Heyman made that threat to Kurt Angle, and now he actually may be campaigning for Lesnar to lose his title to Samoa Joe. And I like that. I like that a lot, bro. I'm campaigning for Lesnar to lose the title to Samoa Joe. But that may sound really strange, but according to Sports Illustrated, it's true. I don't think it's strange. I don't think it's strange. I think that's completely fathomable if you ask me. Samoa Joe has looked like an absolutely dominant beast in the past 2 months, bro. But it is being reported that Heyman is actually pushing backstage for Brock Lesnar to lose the Universal title match at SummerSlam. This could end up giving Lesnar time away from WWE to train for a possible return to UFC next year, but it isn't quite known if that will definitely end up happening. Now, Heyman isn't just pushing for Lesnar to lose, but he wants his client to lose the title to Samoa Joe. Joe has been feuding with Lesnar for quite a while now, and he lost the one-on-one matchup the two recently had. Roman Reigns has jumped back into the main event scene in the last month, and he brought Braun Strowman along with him. All three men are deserving for a title run, but who will get it? Bleacher Report makes an excellent point, and it is that putting the Universal title on Reigns, Joe, or Strowman is absolutely necessary right now. Lesnar is not regularly on WWE television, but having one of those men win would mean having the championship on Monday Night Raw every single week. Excuse me, Bleacher Report didn't make that fucking point. Everybody's been making that point. I'm not the one who's made that point. They're not the ones who's made that point. Everybody has made that point because I think we've all come to a consensus that the title not being on Monday Night Raw, especially with this stacked main event division, is just not working. Yeah, maybe in 2014 when Lesnar had the WWE Championship and they didn't really have much of a fucking roster, it was okay for him to come on television every couple months and defend the title every couple months because they barely had a fucking roster. But now, with the stacked Monday Night Raw main event scene, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, all these fucking guys, bro, who can vie for the WWE Universal title. I mean, you just cannot have a part-timer in Brock Lesnar holding that title. But that is something that hasn't happened since Kevin Owens was Universal Champion 6 months ago. Brock Lesnar is currently under contract through WrestleMania 34, and he's already being promoted for No Mercy in late September. Anything is possible to happen, but the whole being called out by John Jones thing is really playing a part in what Lesnar's future in WWE or UFC may end up being. Many predictions are already being made for SummerSlam, and Heavy believes that it will indeed be Samoa Joe taking the title after he chokes out Lesnar. SummerSlam is going to be when four huge brutes collide in the center of the ring with one goal in mind, and that is walking out of the WWE Universal Championship in their possession. Brock Lesnar is going in with the belt around his waist and Paul Heyman at his side, but will the night end in the same way? If it were up to Heyman, he'd have his client always have the title, but if he must lose it, he'd like to see it won by Samoa Joe. What I would do, to be quite honest, if you, with the reports coming out that WWE is keeping this so under wraps, there's only one reason that this could be kept under wraps to me, and it's because Samoa Joe and Paul Heyman, or even Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, are going to align themselves. No way, I don't think so, bro. I think Paul Heyman at the end of the night is going to screw over Brock Lesnar. He's going to align himself with either Roman Reigns or Samoa Joe. I can't see it being Braun Strowman. I'm sorry, I can't see it being Braun Strowman. But he's going to align himself with one of those men, preferably Roman Reigns, if you ask me, because Roman Reigns definitely needs the mic work, and I mean, he's really lacking in the mic department, and I think Paul Heyman would be the perfect person to pick up for that. A Roman Reigns heel turn could be absolutely fantastic for his career, and I haven't heard anybody else talking about this, but Roman Reigns could totally, viably turn heel at SummerSlam. It could be the perfect way to send Brock Lesnar out for a couple months, because then you have the excuse Brock Lesnar wasn't beaten fairly, so he could come back for revenge in January against Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns if he's still the champ. It allows Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman to continue looking good because they kind of didn't lose clean, because Paul Heyman maybe got involved or something and he screwed Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns was able to beat Brock Lesnar. I don't know, but a heel turn where Roman Reigns aligns himself with Paul Heyman, it'd be a way for Paul Heyman to stay in the WWE, because Paul Heyman thinking that he's leaving with Brock Lesnar, I just don't see that. I see Brock Lesnar leaving, but what's that going to leave Paul Heyman to do? I don't understand that. So, I mean, Paul Heyman, since Brock Lesnar's contract is going to be up WrestleMania 34, I think he needs to start making new alliances, and I think that alliance could be with Roman Reigns. If it was with Samoa Joe, which that's why Paul Heyman is vying for him, I guess. If it was with Samoa Joe, I think that could be a fantastic alliance, but it's just like CM Punk back when Paul Heyman allied himself with CM Punk back in 2014. Samoa Joe is so fucking good on the mic, and the intensity that Samoa Joe brings to the microphone is up there, I would say, with Paul Heyman. And Samoa Joe really doesn't need Paul Heyman at his side. I mean, it could get Samoa Joe over maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure, but he's pretty over by himself with the intensity he brings to the ring. I don't know, and the intensity he brings to the mic, so I don't know about that. But I mean, Paul Heyman, you really need to put him next to somebody that he can benefit. And who needs more help on the mic than Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns comes out there, supposed to be a babyface, supposed to get the crowd to like him, and he says some cocky ass shit, or at least the way everything comes out of his mouth, it's cocky as hell, and I think he can really use some help on that mic, and I think that help, I think that intensity could be achieved from none other than aligning Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman, and that might be the fact why they're keeping this such under wraps, because a Roman Reigns heel turn, for how long WWE has made us wait, from how long they've made us wait, I think this could be a huge, huge thing to happen at WWE SummerSlam. People are going to be pissed off that Roman Reigns won the Universal title, because clearly nobody likes Roman Reigns. People are going to be pissed off that Brock Lesnar's taking a hiatus because he lost, he said it. People are going to be pissed off that Paul Heyman aligns himself with Roman Reigns. That's the way I would book it, a heel turn. We've wanted to see Roman Reigns as a heel. We've wanted to see Roman Reigns achieve that potential, and I think SummerSlam could be the perfect time for that. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about that idea, because I am very, very interested in seeing what you guys think about that idea, because I think I just came up with that on the spot right now, and I think it could be a very interesting way to go towards SummerSlam. Roman Reigns turning heel, aligning himself with Paul Heyman, gives Brock Lesnar incentive to come back for the Royal Rumble in January, allows him to do his stuff in UFC, whenever it is. I don't know the timing about that because he's still suspended, but leave your comments down in the comments section below and tell me what you think of that idea. Brock Lesnar being screwed over by his advocate Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman aligning himself with Roman Reigns. For now, let's move on here. We got this news on the update for the broken Matt Hardy gimmick that offers hope for fans of the Broken Universe. There was a point on Behind the Mic history where I was reporting each and every single week, oh, Broken Hardy's coming to WWE. Broken Hardy's not coming to WWE. GFW restricting Broken Hardy's from coming to the WWE. Blah, 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 blah. Back and forth each and every single week, bro. But we're back with this, bro, and this time there's actual evidence and advancements that the Broken Hardys could be coming, or the Broken gimmick could be coming to the WWE. Is the Broken Matt Hardy gimmick this close to coming to WWE? It may sound like an old refrain by now, what with the Hardy Boys frequently teasing their popular characters on WWE media, only for reports to emerge of Global Force Wrestling, formerly TNA and Impact Wrestling, gaining some sort of leverage in the battles for the so-called Broken Universe gimmicks. But Matt's latest tweets have been particularly heavy on the broken references, while also suggesting a similar, albeit renamed, twist to the gimmick. According to a report from Cage Side Seats, one of Matt Hardy's more recent Twitter posts may point to a gimmick tweak that may serve as a workaround for the Hardy Boys that would allow them to use their Broken Universe gimmicks that GFW has been claiming ownership of. The new tweet invites followers to get woke while also using a lot of the big words that Matt would often drop as broken. Matt Hardy during his and Jeff's time in the old TNA. Matt's latest Woken Hardy's tweets, as Cage Side Seats called them, are also in line with the Hardy Boys post Monday Night Raw promo from this week, where the broken Matt Hardy gimmick was in full force in an interview with Corey Graves. As the Inquisitor noted, Matt had fully shown elements of his broken persona, including his use of big words and a Fox British accent, which I didn't notice. He really wasn't using the accent that heavily. But they gave a promise to run the tag team division forever, with the latter word pronounced as forever, or forever, or however the fuck Matt Hardy does that. But phonetic spelling Matt often uses in his Twitter tweets. Here's some tweets. Let me read them to you. The awakening of enlightenment has begun. Yes. Get woke is what Matt Hardy said there. Hashtag reborn by fate. Retweet 8/1/17. He leaves a link to the Hardy Boys shop. Will be appreciative, he says, forever for your support, is what Matt Hardy said there. Despite all those encouraging signs from recent days, a gimmick change for the Hardy Boys is anything but guaranteed at this point, as suggested by Matt's wife, Rebby Hardy, in a recent interview. In an interview with Sports Illustrated published Tuesday, Rebby shed more light on the ongoing dispute with Global Force Wrestling and its parent company, Anthem Sports and Entertainment. As she often has on social media, Rebby blamed Anthem Executive Vice President Ed Nordholm for the long drawn-out battle for the broken Matt Hardy gimmick and the broken universe in general, singling out the lack of communication from Nordholm as the main reason for the dispute. Even during Matt's contract negotiations, it would take weeks for Matt to get in touch with GFW founder Jeff Jarrett and Ed Nordholm. Even days before his contract was set to expire, Matt still had a hard time getting a hold of Ed and Jeff Jarrett. That's straight from Rebby Hardy, the wife of Matt Hardy, who I absolutely adore. She's absolutely fucking hilarious and a savage, but that's besides the point. Rebby Hardy concluded by saying that the most likely course of action would be for her and her family to take the issue to court, even if she also acknowledged that it's not as simple as going to the grocery store, and that she'd still prefer that the dispute be settled like civil human beings out of court. This is her talking again. This is a personal investment versus ego. I feel like there will never be an agreement without going to court. That's from Rebby Hardy's mouth right there. Based on these new updates on the broken Matt Hardy gimmick and the battle to bring it to WWE, there appears to be a lot of hope, but fans will still have to keep their fingers crossed, as Rebby Hardy's recent interview suggests that a resolution may still be out of reach as of the moment. This is all great. I love that Matt is dropping references and keeping you at the edge of your seat waiting for this gimmick to come full-fledged. I don't want it to be renamed the Awoken gimmick or Awoken Matt Hardy. I don't want it to be named, bro. Really, the broken Matt Hardy. It's the broken universe, not the Awoken universe. It's just silly. It's just silly, and we've talked about how silly this dispute is multiple goddamn times. GFW should just give it up. They have no advantage. They have no use for keeping this broken gimmick, but they are, of course, doing it for the spotlight they get, for keeping this good publicity, bad publicity. They're under the mentality that any publicity is good publicity, and that's not true, because they know they're getting publicity for fucking shitting all over the fucking broken Hardy gimmick and not giving it to Matt and Jeff Hardy, who spent their hard-earned money when they were in TNA to fucking produce the television that came with this gimmick. They produced most of it. The final deletion, that was all paid for out of Matt and Jeff Hardy's wallet right there. Yet none of that is attributed. None of the fact that Rebby Hardy came up with the gimmick. Rebby and Matt came up with the fucking gimmick. Rebby fucking wrote the theme music for the fucking gimmick. She fucking plays it herself on the goddamn piano. They came up with everything. They came up with everything, and of course there was help from guys like Billy Corgan, who aren't there anymore in TNA or in GFW because that company is so full of shit. And it's clear that there is a dispute going on for that. But really, the Hardys are getting very, very stale on WWE television. And I think WWE is taking note of that. The Hardys, the Hardy Boys, are a nostalgia gimmick. They really are. The broken universe is something we all want to see. What scares me is how WWE is going to handle the broken gimmick, because they could still take the broken gimmick and fuck it up beyond belief. But still, I think we are all excited to see it. I think Matt and Jeff need a hard reset, and I think patience is the key here. I think when we're done with SummerSlam, next night on Raw, Matt and Jeff Hardy are going to come out and they are going to be fully broken. They are going to be deleting people, whether it's Matt alone or whether it's Jeff as well. They're going to come out, they're going to be deleting things, they're going to be classifying you as obsolete, they're going to be saying wonderful, and they are going to be calling, Matt's going to be calling Jeff Brother Nero, and everything is going to be fine. I think that we can safely assume that after SummerSlam, the Revival and maybe the Revival and the Club both are going to break the Hardys, and I think that is what their current storyline is leading up to. But clearly, they're throwing their teases in there. They need to, because everybody's hungry for this. And despite the fact that they've thrown so many teases in, and Jeff has been saying, I should just fade away and classify myself as obsolete, the fact that he's been saying that, people are still hungry to see this gimmick. So, I mean, I think it's coming. I think Rebby, you can't fucking trust her when she's doing interviews like that. Rebby clearly not gonna fucking tell you the truth. If they're advancing, she clearly wants to talk shit about TNA. She'll take any shot she can get up at GFW, I should fucking say. She'll take any shot she can at GFW. And at the same time, they might be coming to an agreement behind the scenes that she's just saying that because she'll take any shot she can at GFW, at Ed Nordholm, at Jeff Jarrett. I don't know, bro. I think the broken gimmick is near. But, I mean, this is a very tight situation, and we're just going to have to wait and see if the night after SummerSlam, that's when I'm going to be desperate for this. The night after SummerSlam. If by the night after SummerSlam, the Hardys are not broken, I will be deleting things. I will be furious. I will be classifying things as obsolete. You will see the broken Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. But besides that, let's move on to the next news story. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. When do you think we will see the broken gimmick on WWE, if ever? We got some scary news on the Women's Championship picture going into SummerSlam here. I don't know what is going on with this, but a title match at SummerSlam, of course, the Raw Women's title match, could be in jeopardy due to an injury suffered on Monday Night Raw. Just when you think you're at the top of the professional wrestling world, one injury can not only knock you back down to reality, but also take away all of your momentum. That is exactly the case right now for a former champion on Monday Night Raw who has bounced back from a mediocre summer to earn a title shot at SummerSlam. But that may all be in doubt. After last night's match against Nia Jax, there is great concern within the WWE that Bayley may have injured her shoulder quite seriously. Recently, Bayley was able to bounce back from a series of bad months to defeat Sasha Banks in a match for the #1 contender spot to the Raw Women's title. Bayley pulled out a victory in a great match and earned the right to face Alexa Bliss for the championship at SummerSlam, but that may end up changing. Wrestling Inc. noticed that the latest edition of the Raw Fallout is a video of Bayley with a huge pack of ice on her wrapped right shoulder. Apparently, her injury occurred during last night's match against Nia Jax, and things actually don't look too good right now. Yes, this could be all part of the underdog storyline again, but it's interesting that WWE would do that when Bayley is facing Bliss, who is actually a smaller opponent in physical size. It's not entirely known if this is a storyline injury or if there really is something wrong with Bayley's shoulder, but WWE is playing it up. They are stating that the official diagnosis on her injury was inconclusive due to the amount of swelling, which made it hard to check her shoulder out entirely. Bayley wasn't even sure about it when speaking with WWE. She said, this is Bayley speaking, "Everything just tensed up around it. I've never had an injury like this before, so I really can't know what it is," as I get notifications there, but I guess we're gonna see. Fans on Twitter have started looking back at the match and trying to see when the injury may have happened to Bayley. There were a couple of moments and big moves from Nia Jax, but there is one moment that looks quite brutal and as if it could have really caused an injury to the huggable one. If this is a legitimate injury and Bayley is out for any length of time, it could be a huge blow to the pay-per-view in less than 3 weeks. While there are other very talented superstars on the Raw roster who could take her place, WWE obviously has something big in mind for Bayley to get her back into the title picture. At this time, the Raw Women's Championship match is still on the card and only time will tell if it needs to be changed. If Bayley's injury is legit, and she is going to miss some time in the ring, WWE could look to Mickie James, Sasha Banks. I'm not even going to say Dana Brooke because this article has the audacity to fucking say Dana Brooke. Fuck this article just for that, or even Nia Jax to take her spot at SummerSlam. There are plenty of options for Monday Night Raw to step in for one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, but the company will likely wait until the latest moment to rule Bayley out. Then again, this could all be storyline, and if it is, it's quite convincing. This is very scary. I don't want a superstar like Bayley to fucking be out of action. I mean, she has been so fucking repellent over these past couple months, bro, but they were at least starting to build her back up. They made her fucking repellent. They fucked her up beyond belief, losing to fucking Alexa Bliss in 5 minutes in a kendo stick match, looking like an absolute glorified pussy. Glorified jobber was Bayley at one point this year, but they've been quickly building her back up. They've been trying to quickly build her back up with standing in there with Nia Jax, beating Sasha Banks, getting pins over Alexa Bliss. I mean, all this bullshit Bayley has been getting, and people are saying she's getting the Superman treatment, blah, 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 blah. But I think if this is real, this can easily play into storyline. Bayley gets injured. Sasha Banks, she takes the spot at SummerSlam because clearly she was the runner-up. You can have her in a match with Nia Jax next week, who's apparently getting big heat, which makes me believe that this is true. Apparently she's getting big heat backstage. There are other reports saying that she's getting big heat backstage for injuring Bayley and ruining SummerSlam plans. But I think this might turn out to be better, at least storyline-wise. I don't wish any injury upon anybody, but storyline-wise, if WWE wants to book this correctly, they totally can. Sasha Banks beats Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. She wins that title and she starts to brag. She starts to get more confident each and every single week. And Bayley comes back, depending whether this is real or not, how much time Bayley comes back in. Bayley makes her way back to the WWE, and by the time Bayley's back, Bayley tries to come back with Sasha Banks being her best friend again, and she notices that Sasha Banks has changed. One week, they're in a tag team match together, and Bayley goes for the fucking tag. Say they're going against Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Bayley goes for the tag. Sasha Banks steps down. She fucking allows Bayley to be ripped to shreds by Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss as Sasha Banks watches. After the match, she gets in the ring, puts the bank statement on Bayley, and then she cuts a fucking vicious promo on Bayley. While you were out there being a glorified pussy and healing from your injury, healing your little shoulder, I was winning championships. I was proving that I am the legit boss and I don't team with losers. I will not allow my name to be associated with a failure that you are, Bayley. I don't want any part of you anymore. I'm the women's champion. I'm above you, Bayley. And just have her cut Bayley down each and every single step. And Bayley goes slowly building through that roster. She has a match with Mickie James this week. Hard-fought battle. Bayley beats her. She takes the week off next week. A promo between her and Sasha Banks. Some shit like that. Can't have her fighting every single week. Next week, she takes on Emma. She makes her way through Emma. Alexa Bliss and Bayley, #1 contenders match. Or even Alexa Bliss, Bayley, and Nia Jax, #1 contenders match. She makes her way through that. And then at a pay-per-view, hopefully, it's a big pay-per-view, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, maybe even, if you want to stretch this out, to WrestleMania, depending on how long Bayley's injured. If this is real, or if this is storyline, Bayley, she finally makes it. She finally faces Sasha Banks, and she finally wins. She finally regains her women's title at whatever pay-per-view it be. Just hopefully not a B-level pay-per-view that Bayley has to win the women's title back. That's what I would do with this, but it is very unfortunate if Bayley is injured. Hopefully it is a short amount of time, and Bayley could be back in exactly that, a short amount of time, and she can be back to doing what she does best. And hopefully they will book her correctly, Jesus Christ, because she has been looking terrible, and hopefully this time off that she's going to be getting can allow the audience to kind of forget all the garbage that Monday Night Raw has put her through and just remember the good times in NXT. And then by the time Bayley comes back, hopefully she'll be more warmly received by the crowd. By the time she comes back, hopefully she'll be more warmly received by the crowd, and she will be allowed, or she will be booked correctly, and Bayley will be over once more. So maybe this could be a blessing in disguise for Bayley. Maybe this can allow the crowd to forget about her a little bit and forget all the bullshit Monday Night Raw has put her through. So by the time she's back, she can be received warmly. Oh, Bayley, I remember her. She was pretty good in the ring. Not, oh my god, Bayley, she was booked fucking terribly this year. Holy shit, that bitch is fucking awful. She got beat by Alexa Bliss looking like a fucking pussy, trying to hug Corey Graves in a fucking interview. Hopefully that will be washed off a little bit, and this could be a blessing in disguise for Bayley. But, I mean, injuries are never good, and the injury bug has struck Bayley. Hopefully it does not strike her too bad, but leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think the severity of this injury is. Tell me what you think you would do in the absence of Bayley going into SummerSlam, and maybe even past that like I did. Tell me how you would book this going into SummerSlam. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on here. It's time for the best news story that I've gotten probably in behind the mic history, because today is the day that it was officially announced Eva Marie is gone from the WWE. All red everything, more like all gone everything, all bitch everything, all witch everything. Holy shit, was Eva Marie fucking awful. Let's read this goddamn article so I could just fucking tear this bitch to shreds. Eva Marie, released by the WWE. How happy I am to read that sentence. What's next for former Smackdown Live talent. I don't give a fuck what's next for Eva Marie. She can fucking go and do porn. That's when I will care what is next for Eva Marie. But besides that, bro. Besides that, let's read this article. After months of rumors regarding her possible departure, Eva Marie announced Friday that she has been released by WWE, ending a 4-year run with the company. The announcement was made on Friday morning as Eva Marie, 32, confirmed via social media that she has come to terms with her release. 4 years after making her debut for WWE, in her official statement, she had thanked WWE owner and chairman Vince McMahon and executives Stephanie McMahon and Paul Triple H Levesque for the opportunity to work for the company, citing her WWE Tribute to the Troops appearance in Afghanistan as one of her more memorable experiences as part of WWE's rosters. I wonder what she did with the troops at Tribute to the Troops. I think she paid some nice tribute over there, bro. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but she showed those troops a nice time, bro. She performed awfully in the ring, and after that match, those troops got lucky over there with Eva Marie, bro. But prior to her release, Eva was drafted in July 2016 to SmackDown Live, but had not wrestled an actual match for WWE's Blue Brands due to the nature of her gimmick of begging off matches just as she was introduced to the ring, and her extended hiatus from in-ring competition after a wellness policy suspension in the summer of 2016. As Sportskeeda noted, Eva Marie's release came as no surprise to a lot of fans, as she had removed all social media references to her WWE employment earlier this year. Eva Marie, real name Natalie Nelson Coyle, had also been working on a movie career during her time away from WWE, and had recently appeared alongside Nicolas Cage and Gina Gershon, I don't know who the hell that is, in the film Inconceivable, playing a character named Linda, according to IMBD. She wrote in her Instagram, she posted a picture of her at WrestleMania 32. I don't know who the hell allowed her on WrestleMania 32, but she said, "Today is a bittersweet day, as at WWE and I have agreed to part ways. It has been an incredible 4 years, and I am truly grateful to Vince, Paul, Stephanie, and the entire WWE team. I would not be where I am today without their continued support. There are such priceless moments from the past few years, everything from visiting our troops in Afghanistan to working alongside the Special Olympics. I couldn't even begin to share them all here, but there's no doubt I will carry them with me in this exciting journey ahead. Last but not least, thank you, my fans." Fans? Fans? You mean fan. Singular, bro. But thank you, my fans, for allowing me to live out a dream that I could have never imagined for myself. You are the reason I love to go to work, and that's not changing anytime soon. And finally, the hustle won't stop. After shooting back-to-back films, more are coming, and I can't wait to share with you soon. #love, #all red everything forever. Bitch, you dyed your hair black. Shut the hell up. But that's besides the point. Aside from the aforementioned Inconceivable, Eva Marie will also be appearing in another film called Action Number 1. According to the film's listing, the movie revolves around 5 smart and equally geeky associates hired by a comic book store owner as they seek to pull off the ultimate heist, stealing the most valuable comic from Nicholas. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're ending this here, bro. Let's talk about Eva Marie. I don't got time for this bullshit. Fucking reading about this movie. Who cares, bro? You want to go see what Eva Marie's doing? You go fucking search up the article yourself. But let's talk about Eva Marie and her WWE career. Eva Marie clearly did not give a fuck, a flying fuck, about anything regarding the WWE. You go up and search up like one of my 3rd or 4th or maybe even 5th videos on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. All the way in the back, we have over 250 videos now. But about this time last year, in August, it's actually been a year. Jesus Christ, what date is it? It's August 5th, so it's been exactly a year and 2 days, I believe, or a year, maybe a little bit less than a year. Tomorrow, the year? I don't know, bro. But about a year ago, I uploaded The biggest rant on Eva Marie, bro. One of the best doing videos on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. A lot of fun to do. The huge rant on Eva Marie. I love doing that. Got a bunch of comments on that. It was a lot of fun making that video and seeing how people responded. And I just went on a complete rant. I was like, who would look up to Eva Marie, bro? Are these little girls going to look up to Eva Marie? I don't have the energy, bro. Nowadays, I don't have the energy to put all that effort into a goddamn rant. But holy shit, bro. I went off that day and I had a lot of fun doing that rant on Eva Marie. And that's the one legacy Eva Marie will have. But besides that, I don't give a flying fuck about Eva Marie, bro. Hopefully, she's somewhat decent at acting. If she's any better at acting than she is at being a WWE superstar, well, that's not saying much, but she's better off. She's better off, bro. Whatever else she's doing, she could be a fucking professional cook. She could be a gourmet chef alongside some fucking professional cook. I don't fucking know, bro. Bobby Flay. She could be a fucking professional cook alongside Bobby Flay. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care, bro. Eva Marie, all I know is that inside a wrestling ring, inside of the WWE ring, she had no right being in there. She was absolutely awful, and she was absolutely awful because she gave no fuck. She did not care about being a WWE superstar. She was in WWE to further her career and her career alone. She didn't want to be in there with the Paiges and the Charlottes and the Beckys and the Natalias and the Baileys and the Sashas. She doesn't give a fuck. This was not her childhood dream. Her childhood dream was to be a celebrity, and WWE was clearly a platform to get her to that, and now she's there, and now she is ready to move on, and I am absolutely glad because we will not have to be fucking gifted, or I shouldn't say that's a fucking gift, fucking malnourished to an Eva Marie match. So, finally, thank God, Eva Marie is gone from the WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be where I cut behind the mic. I did have another news story prepared for you guys about two divas, that being Paige and Brie Bella, returning to the WWE, or women I should say. They used to be former Divas champions, but I will report that at another time. Due to the time constraints, I have to make this video, so we will talk about that at another time on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel when that is appropriate to talk about. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, 50 minutes here I've given you. This is going to be Behind the Mic. I hope you have enjoyed every single little thing that you have heard on Behind the Mic episode number 31. Big news stories. Had a lot of fun making this video. Had a lot of fun ranting and raving about Eva Marie on this episode of Behind the Mic. Like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. This week, Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews are up on the channel, so you guys have to make sure to go check out all that good stuff. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for all the fantastic content, everything having to do with the WWE. If you're a WWE fan or a wrestling fan in general, and you want to stay tuned with the flagship product, the flagship company, the monopolization of the wrestling industry, just stay tuned to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. Of course, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed what you heard here. Comment what you thought of all these news stories. Tell me what you thought about the Brock Lesnar stuff. Tell me what you thought about the Eva Marie stuff. Tell me what you thought about everything that you heard on this video. And of course, make sure to go check out all the other content. Click on the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. We've got so much shit on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Raw and Smackdown reviews every week. Behind the Mic each and every single Saturday. Pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver special reviews, preview and predictions to those pay-per-views, and of course a bunch of other shit. So shit that I can't even fucking remember. Twitter account of the same name, Ringside Wrestling ENT. Make sure to go check that one out. We're doing pretty good on there. Live tweeting with Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views each and every single week. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Ringside Wrestling Entertainment Behind the Mic, episode number 31. And of course, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, bringing you this video. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed every single little thing that you heard here, because I am out of here. I will see you on Monday for your Monday Night Raw review.